J.R. Bunda is one of our senior captains and one of the most fit young men that you'd ever want to see. He had just completed a workout in our weight room and had gone upstairs to run a few laps. He was attended or accompanied by Travis and a freshman named Ryan Barr. And J.R. soon began to complain of dizziness, and he soon went to a knee and eventually collapsed forward on his face. His heart had stopped. Alertly, Travis ran downstairs for help while Ryan stayed with J.R. Travis found our strength coach, Cat Wade, who sprinted upstairs to begin CPR. He also asked Dan McGinty, our academic advisor, to call 911. Soon 2 trainers were on the scene, and when I arrived upstairs with Travis, Cat Wade was already working, performing chest compressions, trying to pump life back into JR's chest. Trainer Greg Waltner was performing rescue breathing, and Amber Eubanks, another one of our trainers, had brought the defibrillator, which when used was unsuccessful in getting JR's heart beating again. I watched this happen from a distance of maybe 30 feet. I could feel my own pulse quicken and eventually heard the siren nearing campus. My only instinct was to try to get to the firefighters and simply show them where the scene was. With Kat and Greg and Amber already acting in such a brave and courageous way, I felt the only way that I could help was to make sure that the firefighters got to the scene as quickly as possible to help JR. What happened next was a blur. Kat, Greg, and Amber were relieved by the firefighters. I seem to recall Sergeant Mike Kraniak from our public safety office aspirating fluid from JR's lungs as the firefighters continued CPR and prepared to administer shocks to the heart. I think they did that twice. I was, as I said, roughly 30 feet away, and I can remember being grabbed by, I think, Scott Lakem, our athletic director, in an attempt, I'm sure, to try to keep me calm. Finally, and after what seemed like hours, our head trainer, Rich Bennett, who was now standing near JR's feet, turned in our direction and nodded. They'd gotten JR's. They'd gotten JR's heart started again. The Hawaiian people use the word ohana to mean family, something sacred. It's something not to be ignored. The flight that Bobby and Gail were on the night they flew to see JR in the hospital was Hawaiian flight number 26. JR wears number 26. Sergeant Kraniak called me while I was from our public safety office, called me while I was visiting JR in the hospital, and he said, "Spare, what number does JR wear?" And I said, "Number 26. And he said, "I got to tell you something. The fire engine that responded was number 26. Kurt Schatz, Keith Jordan, Jason Warner, and Casey Steele were on that call from our local fire department, Station 26. It seems only fitting that we honor you and JR's frame jersey to be displayed in your station as a reminder of our gratitude. On behalf of the University of Portland, our Pilots Baseball program, the Bunda family, and our collective Ohana, please come forward and be recognized.